Ciao a tutti, sono Alexander Dario, bentrovati su Genshin Impact. Allora ragazzi, proseguiamo da dove ci siamo interrotti la volta scorsa. Purtroppo la registrazione era piuttosto lunga e quindi ho deciso di dividere la quest in due. Siamo arrivati a vincere la semifinale del torneo e vediamo un po' che cosa ci aspetta.
There he goes. Maybe we should ask around, see what we can find out about our opponent in the final round. Paimon thinks we might need to up our game a little.
Ok, quindi parliamo con Zio Yun che evidentemente ha perso.
Ah, it's you! I watched your match. What a stunning performance. I myself was eliminated in the third round. Shame. If only I could have advanced one more round.
Maybe next time, huh? By the way, do you happen to know who else advanced to the final round?
Why, yes. He's the same one who defeated me. He is a formidable opponent, quick on his feet and swift to take advantage of his opponent's missteps. I faltered for but a brief moment, but before I knew it, he had me on the floor. Given my stature, I have no fear of squaring off with physically strong opponents. But faced with a nimble, agile opponent such as him, I found myself completely out of my league. Still, I'm sure he'll be no match for you.
Ok. Ok, dobbiamo continuare a chiedere informazioni, quindi proviamo a parlare anche con Liang.
Hey there! Well, where did the other guy go?
He tried to use force dispersal to deflect a punch, but instead he took it straight to the nose. There was blood all over the place.
Poverino.
His opponent was pretty freaked out by it. He kept asking him, "Why didn't you dodge?" But he was pretty much out cold by that point and couldn't reply. "Why don't you dodge?" they ask. Because to not dodge is the very essence of Lingshan clan kung fu. It's just that he hadn't quite mastered it yet. Don't even get me started. I spent all my energy helping him get from here to the boat to take him back to the harbor. But by the time I got back, my scheduled match time had already passed and I had to forfeit.
Che disastro.
I don't dare tell my master about this, otherwise I'd never hear the end of it. Sorry, I shouldn't be complaining in front of you like this. I'm afraid I'm still a bit out of sorts at the moment, so I probably won't be able to help you with whatever you were here to ask me about.
Oh, alright then. Hope your buddy makes a swift recovery. Hang in there.
Thanks, I'll do my best.
Ok, quindi anche per loro è finita male.
We still haven't got any useful information yet.
Beh, possiamo sempre
Maybe we
parlare a
can
Beidou,
contact the
esatto.
Surely she's gotta know something.
You gave an outstanding performance. Truly commendable. I could sense that you're not familiar with bouts of this kind. But you were quick to adapt and managed to claim victory over your opponent. That is a most invaluable skill.
Sei bravo a osservare.
In fact, I discerned this not from what I saw, but what I heard. The ground beneath your feet, and the pattern of your breathing. But it is nothing remarkable, for I discerned nothing more than Captain Beidou did.
He's right. But in my case, I was purely relying on previous experience. I guess not using your elemental powers must be quite new for you, huh?
Già.
We wanted to ask about who our opponent will be in the final round. Do you think they'll be stronger than the one we faced in the semifinals?
Not exactly. Contenders that reach the finals aren't necessarily stronger. They tend to have something unique about their style. As for the guy you'll be facing, his skill lies in his speed, and he has superior form. It's also obvious that he's seen his fair share of battles. What's the matter? Worried that you've bitten off more than you can chew this time?
È che dobbiamo assolutamente andare in Azuma, quindi sarebbe un peccato perdere.
If that is the case, then I have a proposal for you. Let's go somewhere a little quieter, shall we? I haven't properly introduced myself yet. In the land of Inazuma, I was a wandering samurai.
Yeah, we could tell that from your getup. But at the same time, when you talk, you don't really sound like someone who's used to waving a sword around.
It is true that I am versed both in literary and martial traditions. But on the straggling path of a wandering samurai, is there harm in acquiring a surplus skill? I do not mean to flaunt my martial prowess, but I myself have witnessed reputable fighters hailing from across the lands. I do possess some knowledge regarding your opponent's particular skill set. Given your talents, a few hints from me will be all that's necessary to bring your opponent down.
Hang on. Don't you think you're bending the rules a bit there?
Gathering intelligence is an essential part of any duel. You must know your enemy. Besides, our favorite here has fought many battles on their journey from Mondstadt. Such impressive feats require more than just bravery alone.
You betcha! Wait a second. We never told you that we've been to Mondstadt.
Does one not leave a trail when traveling through the wild? In return, nature also leaves its traces upon you. However, there is only so much that can be discerned from these traces. I sense that many things about you elude me still. These are the things I am curious to know about. Come with me. Some post-match entertainment is in order.
Ok ragazzi, quindi non è ancora finita, dobbiamo andare a parlare con Kazuha per far proseguire la cosa e affrontare finalmente la finale di questo torneo di arti marziali, e quindi andiamoci subito. Ok, eccoci arrivati da Kazuha. Vediamo un po' che cosa ha da dirci, cosa ci suggerirà per affrontare la finale.
Now that we're alone, let me cut to the heart of the matter. You are skilled in manipulating the elements, and not just a single element, but multiple.
Quindi lo
Is
sai
that
già.
correct?
Paimon knew that you were hinting at something from the moment we met. You've known all along.
That's right. If the other contenders were to catch wind of your elemental abilities, let's just say it would cause some unwanted misunderstandings. If I'm not mistaken, you share these considerations, given your reluctance to use elemental skills even in the heat of a match. When I talk about that which I see or hear in you, this is not poetic symbolism at play. I mean these things in the truest sense possible. Since a young age, I have been attuned to the tidings of nature. I hear the breath of the wind and the whispers of the leaves. It is things of this nature that I also hear from within you.
As crazy as all that sounds, somehow Paimon still believes you.
My humble abilities are negligible compared to your incredible feats. To think a human could wield the elements without a vision. And not to mention your incredibly complex scent, like that of some mysterious being.
Hey, stop evaluating us based on our smell. It's weird.
Could you perchance enlighten me as to how you managed to obtain your combined elemental abilities?
Temo di non saperlo neanch'io.
Extraordinary. So then, might I be so bold as to inquire how exactly it is that you learned to channel elemental energy and even wield it in combat?
È tutto merito di Paimon.
It's nothing really. Paimon just told her whatever came to mind. It's been a long journey, and many things have happened along the way. Somehow, she just naturally learned to use the elements through it all. Honestly, even Paimon doesn't understand how it all works.
Perhaps such unfathomable things are the essence of the gods and the visions they grant. However, I still wish to have the honor of seeing how you wield the elements. Perhaps it may yet reveal something to me. Of course, I too shall share with you all that I've learned. That will make it a fair exchange.
Ok.
Now then, let's test your skills, shall we?
Quindi devo combattere contro Kazuha? Ah no, devo combattere contro i mostri. Ok. Questi mostri? Va bene.
Windblade!
Windblade. Mi ha switchato... Ma io avevo Dendro. Ok. Non me l'aspettavo, quindi mi ha switchato di nuovo ai poteri animo, ragazzi. D'accordo. Ma posso anche... Ah sì, posso anche cambiare personaggio comunque. Va bene, allora diamoci dentro. Allora ragazzi, intanto che va avanti il combattimento contro gli slime, in fase di editing ne approfitto per fare un piccolo inciso. Perché se i poteri del Traveler Geo non mi sono mai piaciuti particolarmente, non è mai sbocciato l'amore, beh, ero particolarmente contento dei suoi poteri animo. Invece devo dire che riprendendolo adesso in mano, sarà forse che ero anche un po' arrugginito, ma ho rimpianto tantissimo il fatto di non poter utilizzare le sue abilità dentro. Mi sono così tanto abituato alle nuove meccaniche elementali dell'elemento dendro che non averlo a disposizione in questo combattimento mi ha fatto davvero pesare lo scontro. Ho sentito proprio di essere tornato indietro di parecchio, quindi come se avessi perso un sacco delle abilità che avevo appreso in questi mesi. Niente, volevo giusto condividere con voi questa mia sensazione. Ok, sistemati, quindi parliamo di nuovo con Kazuha. Ah no, dobbiamo sconfiggere altri mostri? Ma quanti ce ne sono? Per carità, non è certo un problema ragazzi, però speravo di andare ad Inazuma oggi e invece mi sa che, avremo un sacco da fare ancora prima di riuscire ad arrivarci, accidenti. Ok, finalmente abbiamo sistemato tutti i mostri e quindi adesso possiamo parlare con Kazuha.
Your skills in battle are truly beyond reproach. Even with your opponent's speed, he shouldn't be able to overwhelm you. Your opponent is skilled at controlling his breathing and maintaining balance, which enables him to execute moves that many would find impossible. He relies entirely on the element of surprise to defeat his opponents. In other words, as long as you remain mindful of his ability to detect weak points, then his attacks should pose no threat to you.
Ok, grazie.
Please, save your thanks. If anything, I should be thanking you for the opportunity to witness your command of the elements that defies all known principles. The world is a truly mysterious place, it seems, and one will always encounter that which is still unknown.
You seem kind of obsessed with visions, but don't you already have your own? Why are you so intent on exploring the connection between visions and the elements?
I desire to know what meaning visions have to the gods, and what influences the gods' decision to grant humans these visions. My apologies. You must be completely in the dark regarding such matters. For allowing me the honor of witnessing your mystical ways, I am willing to answer any questions you may have regarding Inazuma.
Ok.
So that's what you're curious about? Then allow me to tell you more. As you well know, a vision hunt decree is currently underway in Inazuma. Visions are a gift bestowed by the divine. People that have accepted this gift are now having their visions confiscated inexplicably, sometimes in circumstances that leave their original recipients dead. In the outset, supposing each of the 7 archons had their criteria for granting visions to living beings, then does the current Electro-Archon now doubt these criteria, or even the act in and of itself? Not to mention, with no new Electro-Visions having been granted for such a long time, it would seem that we can infer something of the Raiden Shogun's feelings on the matter.
She sounds less like an Archon and more like a tyrant.
As far as I know, she is an Archon that pursues eternity. She will relentlessly carry out her will with no regard to what others may think or feel. Liyue's contracts are meant to benefit all who reside within Liyue. But what does Inazuma's pursuit of eternity bring to its people? It goes without saying that the people locked within Inazuma do not fare well these days.
Sounds a lot like something the god you encountered in the beginning would do.
Oh? Have you encountered the Electro-Archon before?
Non è lei, noi lo sappiamo, però chiaramente la nostra Alexis non può saperlo.
With time, we will change. But the Shogun will remain the same. If you wish to find her, she will forever be there. There will come a day when I too shall wish to understand the answers to eternity from her. Ah, The time for your match is approaching.
Oh, right! We got so distracted talking about Inazuma that Paimon forgot all about the tournament!
If you have no other matters to attend to, then we can return together.
Ok, andiamo insieme.
Very well. Let's go. I wish to see who will obtain the vision.
Ah, andando insieme a Kazuha siamo stati direttamente trasportati qua, così abbiamo risparmiato un po' di tempo.
Why isn't he here yet? Never mind. We can start by making your entrance first. Everyone, listen up! Your attention, please! We've reached the climax of the Crux Clash! This is the final match! We've seen many exciting battles today, and now, at long last, the two finalists have emerged. Now, I'd like to introduce our first combatant. Though few have seen her, her reputation knows no bounds. She strikes fear into the heart of Osile, and the mere mention of her name causes even Fatui Harbingers to turn pale in the face. Introducing Liyue's Traveling Hero!
Wow! I've been waiting for this moment!
I'm sure everyone witnessed her thrilling match in the semifinals. But today's final round will surely take things up a notch. As for our other combatant, he still hasn't arrived. Oh, come on, what could be taking him so long? You can't just forfeit for not showing up like in previous rounds. This is the finals. Apologies, everyone just sit tight.
Forse è confuso l'orario?
We've got no other choice. If he doesn't show up, we'll just have to postpone the match.
Wait a moment. Something doesn't seem right about this. Captain Beidou, perhaps we should check on the prize. Traveler, come with us.
Ok ragazzi, sospetto che ci siano problemi. È stata rubata la visione?
Let me see. It's gone all right.
Infatti.
The vision is missing.
Huh? Did somebody steal it? Who would dare do such a thing in broad daylight?
We don't know when it was taken exactly. I never thought that someone here would have the guts to cross Captain Beidou.
No need to worry. Even the craftiest sleight of hand does not escape nature's watchful gaze. The culprit has only acted recently. They will not have gotten far. The vision was the prize that I had offered, and it was my responsibility to look after it. I will be certain to get it back.
Well, if you insist. I'll leave the matter to you then. I'll stay here and try to offer some explanation to all the spectators that came to see the match.
If you would, please come with me.
Ok.
But we're on an island. Where could he have possibly run to?
Come with me. I can sense the winds are coming.
Ok, quindi andiamo nel luogo indicato e vediamo un po' che cosa ci aspetta. Qua c'è una corrente d'aria.
A wind current?
The winds have come at an opportune moment. Let's seize this chance. Ride the winds upward. From there we can continue our search for clues.
Ok, spostiamoci quindi usando le correnti d'aria ed eccoci qua. Laggiù vedo già una brutta persona. Mi sa che dovremmo affrontarla per forza, vero?
By the way, what made you suddenly think of checking the prize in the first place?
I heard it the moment it was stolen.
Ah già, è vero che mi dimentico che ho animo adesso.
You'll see shortly.
Così ci metterò troppo tempo. Allora, proviamo a spingerlo verso l'acqua utilizzando il nostro razor. Ok. Cerchiamo di farlo affogare, ragazzi. Oh, qua non tocco, ragazzi. Si naviga, quindi dobbiamo allontanarci. Vediamo se lo facciamo affogare. Mi sa di sì. Oh, perfetto. Adoro i piani ben riusciti. A questo punto, già che ci siamo, recuperiamo anche le sue ricompense. Perfetto. E vediamo un po' che cos'altro ci aspetta.
The winds are guiding us forward. The culprit is on the opposite shore now.
Addirittura?
You can hear that too? What does it sound like?
Hubris. This way. Follow me. There may be an ambush waiting for us up ahead, but I trust that you are well prepared for such a scenario.
Ok ragazzi, siamo arrivati.
Hoarders, they're here!
Oh, dei banditi.
Treasure
Okay.
hoarders, just as I expected. In which case, please stand back.
Ha detto stai indietro, mi aspettavo che sarebbe uscito Kazuha a darci una mano, e invece tocca fare tutto a me ragazzi. Ok, va bene.
Let's light it up!
Prepare to be blown away!
Have a little taste.
Ok ragazzi, devo dire che mi ero abituato davvero un sacco a usare il nostro Traveler Dendro e non sono più abituato a usare i poteri anemo, accidenti. Vabbè, cercherò di riprenderci la mano visto che mi hanno obbligato a tornare con questo elemento. Allora, eccoci qua. Abbiamo raggiunto il ladro.
You caught up with me? How is that possible? I had even prepared a boat to ensure a quick getaway, and still you caught up to me.
No boat could ever match the speed of the wind.
The wind? What are you talking about? Oh, I get it. Your vision. Drat! If I only had a vision. Or if I could activate this one, then you...
This has nothing to do with visions. You may be skilled at vanishing from a crowd, but it seems you know precious little about how to conceal yourself from nature's gaze.
Intanto ragazzi c'è qualche creatura che ci sta continuando ad attaccare. Io spero che alla fine di questo dialogo non saremo morti. Vabbè, vediamo.
Additionally, your chosen escape route was flawed for reasons that are too numerous to go into. And on top of that, I could hear your boasting and proud laughter in the wind as I was pursuing you. In other words, you failed to meet any of the basic criteria for a grand heist. Namely speed, stealth, and style.
You...
But most disappointing of all is the state of the vision in your hand. It appears that the vision doesn't respond to human desire indiscriminately.
Fine. I admit it. I've had my eyes on this vision for quite some time now. I decided to register after hearing that this fighting contest was full of a bunch of lousy fighters. I fought my way to the finals and...
Aha! So you were supposed to be our opponent!
I'd intended to win the contest through skill alone all along. But then you showed up. After watching the semifinals, I knew that I didn't stand a chance. But I wasn't about to give up on the vision so easily after coming all this way. Since there was no use in trying to face you in the match, I decided to put my skills to good use while everyone's attention was on you and Beidou. I was convinced I prepared thoroughly for my escape, but somehow you still managed to catch up to me. Drat. This should have gone differently. I know an empty threat when I hear one. Fine. But you'd better mean it. It didn't activate once I took it anyway. It's nothing but a useless shell to me.
You know, according to the laws of the sea, the penalty for stealing is breaking the culprit's arms.
Esagerato.
You're not serious, are you?
Not to mention that the item you stole was a prize. You didn't show up for the final match, and you damaged the reputation of the captain of the Crux fleet. It seems that it would be only fair to brand the word thief on your forehead with a hot iron.
Whoa! We don't need to go that far, do we?
I never would have guessed you could be so cruel. If this is where talking gets me, then forget it. I'll risk a fight.
Oh no, ci tocca combattere.
Here's
Va
something
bene.
special. Yeah.
Allow me. Windblade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vediamo un po' col tornado quanto danno gli facciamo. Ok, è quasi andato. Quindi un paio di colpetti. Dove è scappato? Ma dove è finito, ragazzi? Ah, eccolo. È diventato invisibile il
I'll have my
maledetto.
revenge eventually.
No, no. Do what you want, but please, don't brand my forehead, please!
He has persevered to the bitter end, and now death looms near. Yet, put down the vision and leave. I've changed my mind.
Ah, voleva semplicemente vedere se
further
si
punishment
attivava
for you.
la visione, Kazuha.
Huh?
What's wrong? Are you asking for more punishment? It's up to you. Such willingness is commendable, and fits the way of the samurai.
No, no need for that. Thank you for releasing me. You truly are generous.
Huh? Paimon doesn't get it. Were you just trying to scare him?
I take no pleasure in frightening others. I was just testing all possibilities while the vision remained in his hands. When people are forced into a corner, that is when their greatest strength will appear. I thought it may be an opportunity for him to awaken the vision. But unfortunately, nothing happened.
Quindi era questo il tuo piano.
Yes. I wanted to know whether it were possible for an extinguished vision to be reawakened. From the moment he stole the vision, I decided to use him for this experiment. I've tried many other methods in the past, though few tales tell of a masterless vision reawakening. After seeing you command multiple elements, I figured that nothing is impossible. Come, why don't you give it a try? Let's see if you can give me the answer I'm hoping for.
Ok, ci proverò.
The vision didn't seem to respond at all.
Ok, come immaginavo.
I see. So you are also unable to rekindle the vision. No matter. This was expected. I suppose this vision is still mine to take for now.
Perché sei così deciso a riattivarla?
Yeah, what's the story behind this vision anyway?
The story begins with an old friend.
Oh,
He was once a good friend of mine. One day he asked me about a sword art of which he had heard, the Musono Hitotachi. I told him it can only be witnessed when divine punishment is administered. It is the pinnacle of the Raiden Shogun's skill, a symbol of ultimate power. But he replied, there must be one who can withstand it. There will always be those who dare to brave the lightning's glow. Then, the Vision Hunt decree arrived. People's aspirations were stripped away as the Raiden Shogun began to construct her ideal of eternity. While I was fleeing from place to place, I heard that my friend had challenged the Vision Hunters to a duel before the throne. A solemn yet brutal challenge. The defeated face divine punishment, while the victors gain a second chance. Perhaps he thought he of all people should make a stand. Coming face to face with the Musono Hitotachi was all that he truly desired, after all. When I arrived at Tenshukaku, the duel was over. I heard his sentence of divine punishment, his severed blade hitting the ground. Perhaps that was the glory he had yearned to witness. In his last moments, what expression was on his face? Before I knew it, I had stepped forward and snatched the dying vision and was running from the scene. All I knew was that I mustn't let his hope, which burned so brightly, become buried among the ice-cold statue of a god.
Ok.
Perhaps one day I may come to find that all I have done is meaningless.
Interessante, ragazzi. Così abbiamo appreso anche un po' del passato di Kazuha.
But as a wandering samurai, I find meaning in traveling and the sprawling beauty of nature that lies along the way, while still retaining the warrior way in my heart.
Kazuha.
It's just another way of saying I do as I please. All right then, it's time we returned.
Ok, andiamo.
Allow me to gather the wind for us once more.
Ok, quindi siamo tornati qui all'arena, però non c'è nessuno qua. Quindi, come dire, che ci facciamo qui? Dobbiamo parlare forse con Zuhan? No, sembrerebbe di no.
Off we go.
È piuttosto strana sta cosa. Fatemi controllare perché quando è finito l'effetto del teletrasporto c'era un messaggio. Non vorrei che la quest si fosse nuovamente bloccata perché c'è qualche altro personaggio. Infatti c'è un personaggio accidenti bloccato in qualche altra attività. Di chi si tratta? Vediamo un po'. Baiwen sta attualmente svolgendo la missione La bestia illuminata dal mare di nubi. Ok, ma io non ce l'ho nemmeno attivata questa. Eccola qua in realtà. Va bene, quindi ragazzi dovremmo fare una deviazione, dovremmo andare ad affrontare una nuova quest per riuscire a proseguire. Accidenti, non me lo aspettavo e purtroppo è così. Intanto questo video è durato tantissimo, almeno come registrazione, quindi in fase di editing deciderò se dividerlo in 2 episodi oppure farvi un episodio particolarmente lungo. E detto questo, ragazzi, a questo punto io vi saluto e vi do appuntamento al prossimo video, dove appunto dovremo fare una piccola deviazione. Quindi alla prossima! Ciao ciao!